It's lovely to see you.
It's so nice to see you, Kelsey.
Yeah,
I was telling you, I met you years ago at Cross Creek Plaza in Malibu.
Another lifetime.
Another lifetime for both of us. But I have a show called Passionate Living, and it inspires people, whatever you're passionate about, start doing it, and then use that to make a difference in the world around them. So you clearly are passionate about many things.
There's clearly a lot of things, yeah.
But tell me about the beer. What is the...
well, I bought this land in the Catskills about 27 years ago.
Right.
To the consternation of the former life.
Right.
And I always had a vision of it as being successful again, because it's a very depressed area, and it fell in hard times, and the water thing, serving New York City and stuff, they've sort of influenced that area not to be so prosperous.
Right.
So I thought, what can I do? And there was a barn on one of the contiguous properties of my land, and it was 100 yards long and abandoned and defunct, and I thought, why not start a beer? I mean, there's all this wonderful water running out of the mountain.
I love that.
Good water is the best thing for beer. And of course, then I found out I couldn't use that water because it belongs to the city of New York. So we were like, oh, for crying out loud. We've managed to find a place. We brew in a couple of different breweries right now, contract brewing. We're building a small, like 3-barrel on a skid up at the barn site, basically for like sort of vanity beers or experimental beers, and if something catches on, we'll mass produce it. But right now, this is what we're doing, and we're starting to introduce it to the public. And obviously, this is a very successful day for us.
Yeah, you're in Buffalo, and there's
I'm
beer.
really excited. Well, I love Buffalo, and I spent a year and a half here 40 years ago doing plays at a place called the Studio Arena.
Yeah,
I met Rick James back then at the bar. And it was just, I have great love for Buffalo. Yeah, I really do.
Just real quick, what is the faith-based aspect of the beer?
Well, Faith America, Faith American is it's no accident. I mean, I'm a big fan of America. I love America, and I think that no matter what we go through, we're going to probably emerge pretty well. And I always say, don't count us out. I know things are looking pretty tough for a lot of people right now, but we're going to be okay. And so that's part of it. And my daughter's name is Faith.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So it sort of just bled one thing into the other perfectly. And
that's beautiful.
But that's the way we live. My wife and I now, we believe in the strength of faith, something that you commit to, that you have to work at. It's there, it's powerful, it's aggressive, and a choice, and all those things come into this.
That's the passion part, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do what you came here to do.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
It's nice seeing you again.
Lovely to see you as well. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Hey, just a quick message that if you like what you're watching, please press like, comment, subscribe. It really does help us to get our message out there to the world around us. And if you do feel inclined to press the donate button, we do appreciate every bit of help we can get to pay our crew to keep going out, bringing you these wonderful stories of passionate living. Now back to our program. So how did you end up starting this amazing project this is wonderful?
Our mom needed to get out more. And because of some physical injuries that she's had over the years and the passing of our father, she wasn't able to get out like she did. So she was kind of homebound quite a bit. And we all worked outside the home, and we had our families, so we didn't have the availability from the 9 to 5 time frame. We all took turns in the evening, but from that time frame, we really weren't available as much as we could have been. So Vicki and I were looking for a place, and our other sisters that lived in town. There's 4 of us that live in town.
Wow.
And we were looking for somewhere that she could go and spend some time on a smaller scale. She's not one
where you could control the environment too.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Less people. Definitely less people. And there wasn't anything in Western New York that fit the bill for what we were looking for. We decided, well, let's start looking for a place around here. Maybe that's something we could open up, because our mom can't be the only person in Western New York with the same need.
Right, exactly. You knew that there were other people that needed it. And I want to go on record on the way here, you said, I'm not going to make any friends. I'm not going to. And now you got here, and you're having a great time, right?
You got to come, you drive.
No, I would like to. I used to drive, and she won't
too.
let me drive. I'll drive.
And all children are the same.
And they're all the same, yeah. I know
Oh,
they are.
boy. I'm so outnumbered right now. So, Vicki, what is this place?
So MarBon Social Club, it's a club for senior citizens who may be spending their days alone,
Right.
you know, looking for conversations to have with people their own ages, maybe, you know, sit around, have a good meal. Gives them something to do, gives them a purpose. It gives them, you know, making new friends.
Right.
You know, at an older age, it's a wonderful
great.
thing that we've witnessed in this last year that we just, I mean, we set out to do something
Right.
and now we're seeing it happening and it's beautiful.
Now, do you serve food here?
We do. We actually have a full service kitchen. You know, we'll have pasta, we'll have homemade soups and sandwiches. So everything is made from scratch. We want to keep everybody healthy, and if most of the time they finish, but if they don't, they end up taking the leftovers home. So they
That's
get to
so
eat it for
sweet.
dinner.
Yeah,
Or if we
that's
have
great.
leftover food, we always pack it up and say, "Here, take it home, have it for dinner."
I met your daughters. They're wonderful. What a great place. And you were their inspiration for this.
Well, no, I didn't know anything about it till it was all done. Then they showed me the picture, where they're going to put it. I said, "You're not going to do that." I said, "Yes, Mother. This is for you and Dad. And we planned on this a long time."
So
And I was embarrassed, you know, because I'm not the type to show off.
Well, you have 9 children.
Oh my goodness.
So
You didn't tell
she
me
said
that.
she likes to talk because you got to talk in the family. I said 9 children, you got to yell in the family
Right.
because you get to be heard.
We wanted to open up, make it look more like your home.
Right.
So what we did was we opened up this whole dining area and we opened up our living area. So this is like this is where everybody congregates every day. We either use the living area and then we kind of come into the dining area and everybody sits around, we play games or we, you know, might do our activities out here. But then we also had several rooms that used to be the exam rooms for the doctor's office. And we said, okay, what do we want to do with these rooms? So we thought, well, sometimes, you know, like we knew that we used to take our mom on a Saturday morning to get her hair done. Well, wouldn't that be great? You're here already.
Oh, so you can come and get your hair
You can come and get your hair done. So that's the only thing in the club that's separate.
Cool. I love this. So you could come, hang out, talk to everybody, get your hair done, kind of spend the afternoon and just chill out.
Yeah, and that's what they do.
That's wonderful. Boy, I wanna join.
You know.
If I'd known it, I would have worn shoes and dress and everything.
Oh no, you both already bribed the videographer editor for the show, so you're both gonna look good. You've already told him that you're gonna make him meals, so he's gonna make sure you guys look good.
Okay. What's his name?
Rifat.
Yeah, this-
What?
Rifat.
Reflex?
Rifat.
Oh, Reed.
Rifat.
Reed Fox.
yeah,
Close enough. Reed Fox.
very nice young boy.
Oh, that's a nice looking boy. Are you married?
Guys, I love how your passion to make a difference for your mother ended up making a difference for so many people in the community. It isn't just your mom now whose lives you're touching. You're touching the lives of these beautiful people who come here to MarBon so that you can help their quality of life go up and they can be social and do different things and have activities, and what a beautiful gift.
And laugh all day. I mean, we
Yeah.
laugh all day long sometimes.
They're part of our family
Yeah.
now. Our
That's
members,
beautiful.
And we, you know, we treat them like
It's
our family, and
I love that.
and we love it. We love what we do every day.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's great.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kat, for having us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's nice having you guys here
Oh, it's
today.
so nice to be here. Thank you so much for having us. And I could see The apple doesn't fall far from the tree because you are such a light and your daughters are just so beautiful. You did a great job, Mom.
We both did.
Thank you. For any of you who missed our heartfelt interview with Kelly Sullivan in Season 2 about her grandfather and his 4 brothers who were all killed in the line of duty on the same ship in the Battle of Guadalcanal, I want to share a little snippet of that interview. I just love you. I met Kelly Sullivan the other night at the event that we just saw, and Kelly, your heart is just so big and so beautiful, and you carry the stories from your family, the extraordinary history forward for other people to understand and to really get the sense how your grandfather and your uncles, how it affected the whole family, and the impact that they've had on the world as a result. And I just would love to hear a little bit of the background of your story of the USS Sullivans and how that came to be.
So the boys grew up in Waterloo, Iowa, and they were best friends.
And this is your uncles and your grandpa?
Yes, my grandfather was Al Sullivan, the youngest of the 5 Sullivan brothers, and then 4 brothers, so my great uncles. So 5 boys, so it was George, Frank, his name was Francis, they called him Frank. Madison, who they called Matt, Joseph, who they called Joe, and then Albert, who they called Al. And the boys ended up joining the Navy after Pearl Harbor was bombed because they had a good friend named Bill Ball. And Bill Ball had served on USS Arizona, and Bill was killed during the invasion of Pearl Harbor. Yeah. So when Bill was killed, that was when they decided they wanted to go. And then George, who was kind of the oldest and leader of the pack, wrote a letter to the Navy and said, "Can we please be on the same ship?" So the Navy put them on the same ship. Wow. And they were on the USS Juneau. They left from New York City. Not long later, they were involved in the Battle of Guadalcanal. And all 5 boys and their shipmates died from a submarine attack from the Japanese on the USS Juneau. November 13th, 1942. Wow.
And that was unparalleled at the time, that all 5
it really was.
Of a family would just be annihilated.
You know, I think one of the things that, in the movie they show this, and it's really powerful, but...
And the Fighting Sullivans.
The movie, The Fighting Sullivans, right.
Which everybody should watch, The Fighting Sullivans.
It is the most amazing movie. It's a great movie. But the military would typically send a telegram to let you know that your boys are gone. But instead, they sent a Navy official. So they sent an officer to the house. For Veterans Day, I show the Fighting Sullivans to my 3rd grade class, because I'm a 3rd grade teacher. Early in the morning, a Navy officer came to the house. She immediately asked the officer, "Would you like a cup of coffee?" And he declines. And when she realizes that he's really there to give her bad news, she says, "Which one?" And he said, "All 5.
Wow. I can't even imagine what she must have gone through in that moment.
My great-great-grandma, the grandmother of the 5 Sullivans, who lived with the boys because her husband had died in a train accident because he worked for the railroad, she never thought the boys had died. She truly thought they were still alive on an island. Yeah.
And she is the one that christened the ship?
My grandma did. My great-grandma.
Your great-grandma.
Yeah. The mother of the 5 Sullivans. Right. But that's a story, too. Right. Because they died in November, and the boys were really good about writing letters. Mm-hmm. So they got letters often, and the letters stopped. And there was a lady from Waterloo, Iowa, that heard from her son, who was in the Navy, that the boys had been killed. And so this is what she wrote. And it says Waterloo, Iowa, January 1943. So this would be 2 months after the boys were already killed. Bureau of Naval Personnel. Dear Sirs, I'm writing in regards to a rumor going around that my 5 sons were killed in action in November. A mother from here came and told me that she got a letter from her son, and he heard that my 5 sons were killed. It is all over town now, and I'm so worried. My 5 sons joined the Navy together a year ago, January 3rd, 1942. They are on the cruiser USS Juneau. The last I heard from them was November 8th. That is, it was dated November 8th, U.S. Navy. Their names are George, Francis, Joseph, Madison, and Albert. If it is so, please let me know the truth. I am to christen the USS Tawassa February 12th at Portland, Oregon. If anything has happened to my 5 sons, I will still christen the ship as it was their wish that I do so. I hated to bother you, but it has worried me so. I wanted to know if it was true. So please tell me. It was very hard to give 5 sons all at once to the Navy, but I am proud of my boys that they can serve and help protect their country. George and Francis served 4 years on USS Hovey, and I had the pleasure to go aboard their ship in 1937. I am so happy the Navy has bestowed the honor on me to christen the USS Tawassa. My husband and daughter are going to Portland, Maine with me. I remain sincerely, Mrs. Alida Sullivan, 98 Adams Street, Waterloo, Iowa.
Wow. Oh, it's heartbreaking, and it was a time where people were so proper and so polite. But she's just so scared about her sons.
Yeah.
Wow.
And instead of christening the USS Tawassa, she christened USS Sullivan's, which is here in Buffalo.
Right.
You know, and the ship was actually supposed to be called the USS Putnam. It was already built and designated, and President Franklin Delano Roosevelt changed the name of it.
Wow.
So he said, we're going to name the ship the Sullivans. And so 3 months after she wrote that letter, she christened the ship in honor of her boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. And now the ship, of course, is this historical monument. I know for everybody in Western New York, I've heard the story of the Sullivan Brothers since I was a little girl. And people all over the world know the story through the Fighting Sullivans, through the news. And now the ship has had problems. It's taking in water and needs a massive amount of repair, which is what the fundraiser was that we met at the other evening.
And I got a phone call from the Naval Park, from the Paul, the CEO of the park, and they told me what was happening. And of course I was extremely concerned, but I knew the ship had troubles. We've had these troubles before.
Right.
They're getting worse. And to hear all the wonderful donations that were coming in, I was just overwhelmed. I couldn't believe the whole city of good neighbors is so true here. I think about where that ship could have been, because so many other cities could have taken that ship on. Because some people say, well, how did the Sullivans end up in Buffalo? I'm like, I don't really know. But I know that right now, I am so grateful that that ship is here in Buffalo, because I don't know that another community would do as much as the people of Buffalo have.
Beautiful. It's so heartwarming to hear the story, to hear the history, to hear about your grandmother, your great-grandmother, like I say, carrying that story forward. And I'm so grateful to you.
Thank you for coming to talk to me and telling the story to people. It's important for people to know.
Hi, thanks again for watching. Remember, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. you can watch a live premiere of Passionate Living. And again, please remember to press like, comment, and if you feel inclined to subscribe or donate to our channel, because it really does help us to get the message out there to inspire viewers to live their passions. We thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again.